and welcome. I'm Nancy Durrant. I'm the Evening Standard Arts Editor, and this is Cultural Capital, the weekly show where we bring you our picks of the week's arts and culture in London. This week, we're taking you back to the future, behind the scenes at the new hit West End musical. Our thing of the week is a mammoth fossil from the collection of UCL's Grant Museum, and I'll be giving you the lowdown on just some of the highlights at the BFI London Film Festival, which kicked off in grand style on Wednesday night. Firstly though, we're going to casually disrupt the space-time continuum. Hop on your hoverboard and join us backstage at Back to the Future, the musical. And don't worry, they've totally nailed it with the car.
Great Scott!
Hi, we're backstage at Back to the Future. Let us show you around.
Come on.
This is Lorraine's bedroom in 1955.
1955?
You see Lorraine's bedroom when Marty wakes up in the 50s, having hit his head, and Lorraine is there with her little bag of ice, tending to his bruise. These are my tissues that I stuff my bra with. And this is my brush that I like to brush my curls with. And it's Lorraine's bedroom.
You're a slacker, McFly. Face it.
For a live show, it's incredibly cinematic and immersive. And we're kind of doing this incredible mix of special effects and musical theater and live performance. It's a bit hard to describe.
You know, we workshopped it when we had nothing and we were doing like, phones were like cardboard rolls or whatever. And then you come onto the set and the minutiae from the film, to the tiniest little detail, everything is there. So you can come and watch it 3-4 times and go, oh, they added that, they've got this, or the exact guitars, the exact DeLorean. This one's actually mine, I drove this here today, but we do have one for the show. It's just about immersing yourself in the world of it, and you get so much stuff for free, so if you turn around and you just catch this, that, memos, these 1985 references out of the corner of your eye, you just feel like you're in it, you're in the world. Yeah.
It's a little film set-y in that sense, because the detail's just insane.
You want to talk about detail, inside the fridge, where is it?
Oh yeah.
What you never see is the cake for Uncle Jailbird Joey, which never comes out, it's just in the fridge.
No, it's just a line, it's a line from the film that just didn't make it into the show, but someone went to the effort of making that incredible prop, and so
that never
it comes
out.
on
So
stage every night.
George is pretty much a tale of jackets, really. This iconic look, the white, overdressed tux, everyone else not in white, George absolutely in white. That's probably my favourite one to wear.
I really feel like Lorraine in this.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
When I'm in the white tux and you're in that.
Yeah. Love it.
That's the power of love.
My dad had never seen the film and he came to watch it, and it's a crazy thing because the screenplay by Bob Gale is, in my opinion, the greatest screenplay ever written, and it's a story that just in the last 20 minutes is just climax. And if someone's never seen the film before, we get to tell that story for the first time.
Yeah. It's an incredible combination of like comedy, adventure, romance. It's got kind of all of those things, which you rarely see in a musical.
I thought I told you never to come in here.
If they don't meet, they won't fall in love, they won't get married, and neither you nor your siblings will ever be born.
Back to the Future, the musical, is at the Adelphi Theatre, booking appropriately all the way into the future, July 2022. Now, it's Thing of the Week.
I have here two of possibly the most evocative specimens that we have here at the Grant Museum. What these are two sections of elephant tusk from the Asian elephant with bullet holes in them. The one I'm holding here, you can actually see that the bullet is still embedded in the tusk. It was actually regrowth on the back, so this shot did not kill the elephant at that time. If we look at the bullet itself and measure it, it corresponds to a rare 11-gauge bullet, which was widely used by the so-called big elephant guns that were used in big game hunting around the 19th century. I think these are important objects on display in the Grant Museum because they remind us of the plight of so many wild animals that succumb to hunting. These are useful objects to have conversations with our visitors about conservation issues and affecting wildlife, endangered species across the planet.
Last week, the most anticipated cinema release of the last 2 years finally landed, and No Time to Die is already the biggest film of the year. Cinema, it seems, is back, thank God, which makes it just perfect that this week saw the opening of the first IRL BFI London Film Festival since the start of the pandemic.
Opening.
Please.
10 days of amazing international cinema kicked off on Wednesday with the premiere of The Harder They Fall, a riotous, righteous, very stylish black western starring Idris Elba, Regina King, Jonathan Majors and Lakeith Stanfield, who I could happily watch reading out the phone book, frankly. It's written and directed by London and James Samuel and produced by Sean Carter, otherwise known as Jay-Z. I don't know if you know that guy. I saw the film on Wednesday at the opening gala, and it was a blast of a start to a festival that runs the gamut of cinema. There are personal projects, like Kenneth Branagh's new film Belfast, based on his own upbringing as a kid whose happy life is disrupted by the eruption of sectarian violence in the late 60s. Or there's Souvenir Part 2, the second of Joanna Hogg's lyrical, beautiful, funny and heartbreaking pair of films about a seminal relationship and its aftermath, starring a luminous Honor Swinton-Byrne.
Middling. How are you?
Yeah, middling as well.
Good.
The festival's a family affair for Swinton-Byrne. Her mum, Tilda Swinton, appears in 2 films. The French Dispatch is Wes Anderson's latest offering about a New Yorker-style magazine written by expat Americans in an invented French town called Ennui. It's about the most Wes Anderson thing Wes Anderson has ever done. And if you like Wes Anderson, you will adore it. Swinton also anchors a Apichatpong Virasetal's Memoria, set in Colombia, and the first feature the director has shot outside of Thailand.
This is probably 6,000 years old. Oh. Yes. Drilled into her head to release bad spirits.
You want literary adaptations? Try Maggie Gyllenhaal's assured version of Elena Ferrante's novel The Lost Daughter, which stars Olivia Colman and Jessie Buckley, let us bow down, and marks Gyllenhaal's feature directing debut. Or there's Mothering Sunday, an adaptation of Graham Swift's novel about a writer making sense of her youthful affair with a privileged young man, starring Odessa Young and Josh O'Connor. If you fancy a sporting odyssey, what about The Phantom of the Open, a biopic starring Mark Rylance of the world's worst golfer, Maurice Flitcroft? Or King Richard, in which Will Smith delivers a powerhouse performance as Richard Williams, father of 2 little girls called Venus and Serena. That doesn't account, of course, for all the incredible stuff from across the non-English-speaking world, from La Mif, a French drama that offers a glimpse into a care home for at-risk teenage girls, to Humidity Alert, a satire of the South Korean indie film scene, which is brilliantly silly, or Two Friends, a portrait of childhood shown through 2 boys in West Bengal whose lives are irrevocably changed after religious violence breaks out far away in Uttar Pradesh. I could go on for hours, but you actually need to get on with booking your tickets. The London Film Festival is on now until October 17th. Thanks for watching this edition of Cultural Capital. Don't forget to subscribe to the Evening Standard's YouTube channel, where you can see all of our previous episodes. See you next week.